You ever have one of those projects that just never seems to work out the way you had planned? Well, this little elm bow was one of those for me. I had rough turned it some time ago, and I thought I'd get it out and put it on a lathe and finish turn it. Obviously, it didn't turn out so well. One of those things where I should have just put the thing back on the shelf because I had nothing but a problem with it. First thing was when I was turning the outside, I got a little overzealous in shaping it, and I wound up actually turning it too thin, or thinner than I would have liked to turn it. So that didn't work out real well. But when I was trying to finish the bottom of it, that's when I ran into problems. So let me show you how it got into this predicament, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. All right, I got the outside of the bowl sanded back up through 220 again. It's time to go ahead and turn off this last little piece of tenon that was on the bottom. First thing I want to do, though, is still make sure my bowl is being held well in the jaws, which it is. Let me get the tail stock out of the way. Pull rest back up. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and then we'll put a little shape on the bottom. Alright. Okay, once we take this off, there's no putting this thing back on the tailstock, so here we go. Well, I don't know about you, but I found that exciting, and that was actually very exciting if you'd have been there. it's I'm not quite sure what exactly went on with it, so let's take a look at it in slow motion and see if we can get a better idea of what actually went on during that mishap there. Well, that didn't really show all that much. I think I might have gotten a little catch right at the end there, but it shouldn't have been enough to make the bolt pop off the lathe. So I think there were some other factors at work here. One was the size of the bowl and the thickness of the walls. The bowl's about 9 inches wide and about 5 inches tall. And the wall of the bowl is only about 1/8 of an inch, so that's pretty small, I think, for that size bowl. But and the second thing was I was using these extensions on my jaws, and this was the first time I've used them. And it came with several different hold-down bumper kind of things there. And I picked the smaller ones, which in hindsight probably wasn't the right ones. I should have picked the longer ones. But when I put them on, they kind of seemed to squeeze the bowl a little bit, and I wasn't quite sure that it wouldn't crack or something. So I put those on, and as you saw at the beginning of the video, I did give it a couple of tugs or whatever to make sure that it was still on there. So I think a combination of maybe a small catch, the thinness of the walls, and that allowed them to flex a little bit, in the short bumpers, that hold down bumpers that were on there, allowed the bowl to pop off the lathe. So the good news was I was wearing my face shield. It did hit me on top of the face shield. And it bounced around the shop there for a little while, hit the camera tripod, and wound up with that damage on it that you see. So not really much that I can do with it, but I'll keep it around the shop for a reminder of always wear my safety gear. So wood turning is dangerous, as is woodworking. So make sure you always wear all your safety gear when you're out there out in the shop. So. Anyway, I lesson learned on that one. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.